Welcome to the Burgh Cave, where you need two things. You need one of these, and I know a little something about this. Grab your brew, come on in and talk to the fellas. Let's go. What is good, everybody? What is good here on Monday night here? Happy Father's Day to everybody. Happy belated Father's Day to everybody that's going to be hanging out with us, whether you're watching it here live on Monday or you're watching a replay of this on the Twitters, on YouTube, or on Millions. Happy Father's Day. I got my man Bozy coming in. GB is questionable. He is working some business here. He may pop in a little bit later today, later tonight. I hope he does. If not, we're going to wish this man some business success as he is trying to bring it home. We got a great show tonight. You know, this is a dead spot in the NFL right now between June and then July when everybody starts to report. We're in a dead spot. So what does that mean? That means a lot of national media shenanigans, a bunch of dumb shit reports. That's going to be it's going to be filling the airwaves, if you will. So don't fall for a lot of these dumb things, and don't do what I did. I fell for one of those NCAA parody accounts. I'm retweeting like, oh, what is this? I fell for it. So let's just, beware. So before we bring on Bozy as well, I want to talk to our talk about our sponsors, Celebrations. Goodness gracious. Celebrations Bar, Banquet, and Grill there at Steubenville Pike and Imperial. You see their number 724-695-4333. A great local bar. My Man Cave away from My Man Cave. Wing specials every Wednesday night, 45-cent wings. The deck is open. I'm really struggling tonight. The deck is open. Great outdoor space. A great local bar to check out if you're in the Pittsburgh area or if you're visiting the Pittsburgh area near Robinson Town Center. And again, Celebrations Bar, Banquet, and Grill in Steubenville Pike. If you're in the area, go see my man Alex and Laura. They're a great group of people. Bartenders are awesome. It's a great atmosphere. So Celebrations Bar, Banquet, and Grill. Laying off the alcohol tonight, but man, a lot of stuff happened this weekend. So without further ado, I'm going to bring on my man John Bozy. My man from my RMC brother from another mother. How are you, sir?
Doing great tonight. How we doing? Yeah, I'm happy Father's Day, everyone. Happy Father's Day to you, Eric. Hope you had a great day yesterday.
You, sir. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
What did you do over the weekend and for Father's Day?
My normal Friday and Saturday. As soon as I was done with work, I was hanging out with friends and drinking. Shocking, right?
Yeah.
By the pool all day Saturday, pretty much. With friends, and yesterday was great. My daughter lives in Virginia, so she called me with a long talk and just happy Father's Day. I'm gonna see her in a couple weeks. Then we're all going to Florida in July too, so I get to see her a lot in July, which I can't wait. I miss her so much. But she put a nice little post on Facebook. My son JJ, for the first time, really treated me good. He got me a card and a gift card, took me out to dinner. I'm like, all right. We had a dinner overlooking the river, a place called Shoreline Social. My buddy, actually, my neighbor owns it. Great place, yeah. But
what kind of grub they have?
Well, it's funny because he's always out of the stuff I want. Like they got this great Chicago sandwich I haven't tried yet, and they're out of it. So I just got a double smash burger there. But they got some like fish and stuff. They got good apps in there, appetizer stuff like that. So yeah, really good atmosphere. It's open deck, band playing outside. There's a pool right next to it. We didn't swim, but you can. Well, sort of, yeah. But it was fun though. How about you guys?
Hey, obviously we're winding down, but we, around here with the graduation parties, and I have my nephew's graduation party on Saturday. So all day I probably gained 6 pounds in one day. A lot of halushki and chicken and stuff like that with my family, man, all kind of stuff.
No pierogies?
No pierogies this year. It was the halushki more. It's my aunt's the one that makes the homemade, so she decided halushki versus pierogies.
What is that?
It's basically dumplings, cabbage, and meat and everything. So it's very, very good. Very good.
To try that. Yeah.
It's so good. So we did that. Obviously, a little bit of drinking over the weekend on Friday night. A little bit on Sunday, but it was more or less because for Father's Day. It was great because my wife and daughters did some running around. left there. They didn't even ask me if I want to go with them. Like I was outside watching some TV. I actually threw the PlayStation on and piddle fart around with some games here, just to veg out for an afternoon, knowing that I had some dry aged steaks to cook on the grill with. So we had like an early dinner with that. So the rule is I'll cook the steaks. They had to do everything else.
I like that.
So they brought it down to our outside table there. We sat there, we had dinner, and it was a good time, good relaxing time, man. But to your point, and my daughters bought me. So my thing with my daughters is Legos. Okay, I have 21 and 19-year-olds, so we're all big kids with this. So Legos. So they bought me an Optimus Prime Lego guy that I'm building over there. It's kind of relaxing, you know. I have a few Marvel ones. Most of it's their stuff, right? Well, the Disney things and other they have upstairs. So I've been trying to put this Lego thing together. It's pretty damn expensive and complicated.
Funny you say that. So when JJ went to Target to get me a gift card and stuff from there, he got himself a Darth Vader Lego. So he's doing his Darth Vader Lego. He's already got an R2D2 one. So yeah, so he's in the middle of doing that right now too. So
yeah, it's a lot of fun, Buzz. It's a lot of fun, man. So it's definitely a lot of fun. And then my wife and I, real quick before we get into the sports, my wife and I were watching on Netflix. Have you watched I Will Find You on Netflix?
No, I have to. I have a buddy that put that on Facebook, and I looked at it last night. I didn't get into it. So I'll tell you about the shows I got just finished, but I got finished with shows. I saw that. I have to watch. Is it one season right now? Tell me about it.
Yeah,
don't give me too much.
Season, one season, 8 episodes, and they're all about around the 40 to 50 minutes an episode. We actually, my wife and I, after my kids went to work on Father's Day, we actually ended up binge watching the whole damn thing. I'm actually on Saturday when we came back from my nephew's graduation party. Excuse me.
Yeah,
we started like at 8:30 at night, maybe almost 9 o'clock at night, and by 2 o'clock in the morning we were done. We couldn't stop watching it. It's like, okay, when do we stop? I'll wait till tomorrow. Like we literally could not stop watching it. So yeah,
well, that's what sucks about Netflix specifically. Netflix specifically doesn't let you. It just goes right to the next one.
Oh, if you don't hit, it's a start. And if you get like 30 seconds in the next episode, you're like, well, shit, I gotta watch this one now.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I'm a couple things. I'm a big Yellowstone guy, so I watched Dutton Ranch last night. That's going really good. That's an awesome show. A lot better than U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals, that was on regular CBS. That didn't. I hope they change that up a little bit. But they're both Yellowstone shows. But on Apple TV, I just got done watching. Well, that's the second season just ended of Your Friends and Neighbors. Really good. John Hamm's the head guy. Amanda Pete's in it. Olivia Mumm's in it. You like that, Aaron Rodgers? Olivia Mumm's in it. But yeah, that's a great show. That's on Apple TV. That's what I didn't really get into House of Dragons, stuff like that. I do like that stuff, but House of Dragon, the second season kind of bored me. I couldn't get into it. I guess season 3 just starts. A lot of people are into that right now, but yeah.
Well, hey, it's a lot of good shit, man. It's you know, we find some gems and you find a lot of duds. So that I Will Find You was definitely a gem. So.
I have to check it out now. If anyone's on here listening, give us some suggestions because I could. To Eric's point, it's that time of the year when football, sports are. We got baseball, but in U.S. soccer, I get it, but for us, we're football guys. It's just kind of like a lull period. So
yeah, it's definitely boring. So good point, Bozy. If anybody has any good series on Netflix, Prime, whatever, I don't have too many streaming services, but maybe you do a 7-day trial one just to watch a show or two. So if there's any good shows to watch out here through the summer, let us know. But like Bozy said, it's the slow time right now for the NFL, and like I was telling you guys in the intro, a lot of shenanigans going on. And the national media itself can get to be very annoying at this time. Now, I get it. They're trying to keep conversations going. They're trying to get clicks, if you will, and things like that. That's their job versus us where we're just sitting here bullshitting. But, man, before we got on, Buzzy, you're talking about a guy that I absolutely despise in a sense. I mean, despise just because I just don't like anything that he talks about. I never met the man personally. Could be a great human being. I don't know. But your boy, Nick Wright, was just hammer. First off, he's a Kansas City homeboy. I mean, not because the Chiefs had some success. He believes that his aura, his opinions now have so much more weight because he's a Chiefs fan and things like that. But wasn't he saying something about your Bengals and such? Like it was just kind of like a repetitive points that he was bringing up that was annoying you?
Yeah, Matt Hasselbeck did too, but Nick Wright really just kind of – and you're right. He might. And one thing I want to say before I get into that, we don't know any of these guys. personally. Nobody does. So they could be the best guys ever, the biggest a-holes ever. I've always joked that Peyton Manning looks like he's the best guy ever. You just don't know him. Maybe he's not.
Yeah.
So take that for what it is. So to your point, whenever we say this stuff, this is not personal stuff. Nick Wright might be a hell of a nice guy. Just his points, I'm with you. He was talking about, because Burrow had a news conference during OTAs last week, and he just threw it out there saying, now when everyone's talking about us, our team's as good as that LSU team. I mean, I love the confidence. How can you not love it as a Bengal fan? And we'll get into the Bengal stuff later, but just in general, and that's what you want, and they do look good. But Nick Wright goes on, he's like, I don't know why we anointed them. They're not even one of the 10 better teams they're not even a playoff team. I got 10 teams in the AFC I like over them. I'm like, what are you, dude? He's like, and then he goes, what do they do? Beat the Chiefs in one game? I'm like, well, first of all, they beat them a lot of times. They lost a few, but they beat them a lot. They also run road playoff games. At Tennessee was 1 seed. At Buffalo, who owns at Buffalo?
Yeah,
a lot of people don't. I mean, that's tough place to win. They went to back-to-back AFC title games and almost won both of them. Won the first one, almost won the other one. Just went to overtime. Went to overtime. Yeah. Regardless, his takes are just lazy. He's the ultimate Kansas City homer. I know I'm a Bengal homer. I get it, but I point out the wrongs with them too. I try to at least. And I'm sure you're the same way with the Steelers. It just gets old. And these guys are national media. They're not supposed to be like that. They're supposed to be even keel. Matt Hasselbeck, they had him on NFL Live, and all he kept saying was, Burrow's health, Burrow's health, Burrow's health. I'm like, dude, come on, dude. Yeah, we all know that. Give me something else, man. I mean, compliment the fact they went out and built a new defense. You just said, well, their defense was 30th last year, and we don't know what they've got. They look at them on paper. We'll get to it all bit of, but it's laziness.
Yeah. It's definitely the laziness, and we get the same thing with the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. I mean, for the longest time, the defense is old. Hey, the Steelers need a quarterback. No shit. There's a lot of the same narratives around here, and it gets old. Obviously, I did not know this, Bozy. I don't know if you know this or if any of our listeners know this or not. You may want to Google this to find out. But did you know that Aaron Rodgers is 42 years old?
Yeah, I did.
Okay,
I did. Yeah.
I guess you're ahead of it because I did not know. Because the amount of times that they say that in the media, you think that nobody knew that.
I see what you did.
Yeah,
of course, because I hear it all the time. That's why I know it.
You see it all the time, and.
They put those burst certificate out there. It might as well.
What's up, Mark? Bozy, your buddy back. Mark's there.
I know it, dude. Mark, that's why I wore the hat tonight, buddy. I was thinking about going to what happened. We talked about it.
What up, Mark? I love it.
Hold on. It was like, do I go no hat tonight?
Okay.
And,
Mark, let me ask you this. Mark, weigh in on this, buddy. Bozy, go hat, no hat, so we can at least look a little less like Ben, maybe. I love it. And by the way, Mark, did you know Bozy and I have spoken many times off camera? Oh my God, about that too. He's definitely 100% good sport. He loves it, man. He loves that you bring that up.
No, I love it, man. Listen, if you can't make fun of yourself, don't make fun of anyone. So I could care less, buddy.
Yeah. So Mark, let us know, hat or no hat. Which one's less Ben like here? Listen, we can probably go on a rant about the national media for a while. I'm not going to do that because it can get kind of boring because it sounds like just like the whining and the bitching and the moaning. He said, "Hat on, please." Love it.
Whatever.
He said, "Talk to the hand." Talk. Okay. So we'll get probably national media will come up as we talk through some of these. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to run through the divisions. We're going to save the AFC North for last because obviously it's going to roll into some Steeler talk. And I have a few questions about Bozy for his Bengals. What this really is. And if you listen to GB and I, and Bozy's the same way as you guys know, as you're just getting to know him, we understand that the opinions, the true, unbiased, non-emotional opinions for these teams will and should change once camp starts rolling. We start seeing the pads coming on. We had a preseason game in. Hopefully not any major injuries throughout the whole league. I don't want injuries for anybody. So once that starts rolling, opinions are going to change. This is a pre-camp, analysis, if you will. This is episode 1 of 2 because Bozy and I will do the NFC next week in this same format. But before we get into the actual divisions, Bozy, we talked about this, and I would like everyone's opinions on this too. What is the best division in the AFC right now? June 22nd, 2026. 4 to 6 weeks before teams report. What is the best division in the AFC right now? Bozy, go.
I lean towards the West, and here's why. Because you have continuity with all the coaches back. The Raiders have a new quarterback. The Raiders are still going to be tough. Not good, not good, tough. They're going to have a tough year, I should say. But the other three are all competitive, good teams. You could pick them apart and say Josh or Herbert this, or if Mahomes healthy, what they got. But all three of those teams, you can see all three could be playoff teams. I really could see them from top to bottom. As much as they had Harbaugh from the Chargers, they got a good thing going out there. I don't really know if they're a Super Bowl contender, but they're definitely a playoff contender.
Yeah.
The Broncos had the 1 seed last year, and without the injury, they're probably in the Super Bowl. I think they're beating New England without the quarterback getting hurt last year. And the Chiefs, if Dipshit's healthy, which, I want to be healthy, but still I don't really care for him. That would be Mahomes, guys, if he didn't care to know who Dipshit is. But if he's healthy, the guy's one of the best quarterbacks ever. I get it. So that team, they're going to – and Andy Reid's a hell of a coach still. And the coach for Denver, Sean Payton, he's a hell of a coach too. So I give him a lot of credit. And we talk about the AFC North, and three new coaches, but they're not taking over dumpster fires where Cleveland is. But still, it's going to be competitive. But I lean towards the West, Eric.
Yeah, I like it. You know what? So I when I looked at this question, you kind of hit on it a little bit. What division has the quarterbacks? Because that's generally going to be the better. And the AFC West has 3 quarterbacks, right? And I'm putting Bo Nix. He's not a top 10 quarterback, but obviously he's a quarterback that led that team to the number 1 seed, right?
He's not a liability, so
definitely not. No. The AFC North also has 3 quarterbacks, and you could put Aaron Rodgers and Bo Nix in this same category because they're not upper echelon team quarterbacks. But they are not going to be the liability for said team. You know what I mean? Obviously, Nick's obviously a lot younger and can run around and things. But, I mean, Aaron Rodgers, what he can do neck up for the whole team and the schematics and everything. So those two divisions have the 3 out of the 4 teams have the quarterbacks. AFC South, no. AFC East, they got 2, right? So based on – it's neck and neck with the AFC North and AFC West.
There it goes. Yeah.
But right now, because of the coaching change, it would be a little bit of a nudge over to the AFC West. So I would agree with you. I was leaning towards the AFC North for a while because it has been for a while.
Yeah.
But because of the 3 out of the 4 coaching changes, and the AFC West doesn't have that, and both divisions have 3 quarterbacks in the division, I agree. I'm going with the AFC West, and we'll talk about each individual team for a little bit here in a moment, but I'm definitely agreeing with you. But I do think the best defenses, obviously, are in the AFC North because I think all 4 have pretty good defense.
I think the Bengals actually have at least an average defense now, worst case. And that, to me, that is going to put them – we'll get into more of that. I'll say this. We kind of mentioned the AFC South a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about the East also because I still think Buffalo's the best team. I'm really buying into New England. I'll go into my reasons why. But the AFC South isn't terrible. I mean, if you believe in Danny Dimes, before he got hurt last year, Indy was not – they were a playoff team. And then Jacksonville is a playoff threat. And even as bad as C.J. Stroud, we'll get into it, but their defense is great. So the South isn't terrible.
No.
But, I lean the West still, and the North probably second.
Yeah. So let's get into it. And actually, Mark's agree with you on the division. Absolutely.
Thanks, buddy.
So, I think I said for what I explained, I believe they are for right now as we sit here in June. So in the AFC East, you were just talking about. So let's look at it. First one up, it would be the Patriots because they are the defending AFC champs. Do you believe that they contend again, or was that a mirage, if you will, because that schedule was just all time kind of easy. Now, listen, it's an NFL schedule. They play who they play. You know,
right.
That happens at times, but geez, man, was that an easy schedule? Or are they kind of like a project? Because I do like Drake May.
I do, yes. And I also think as much of a good coach I think Vrabel is, I think there's going to be some carryover from the off-field stuff. I think that could, if they don't cure that right away, there could be some issues in the locker room with that. Not in the locker room, but it could carry over, okay? But I think Vrabel's still a really good coach. You're right. A good point you brought up is their schedule looked easy last year, but they're still NFL teams. I mean, it's not like they're Big Ten teams playing MAC schools every week. No, they're still playing professional football teams. So we got to take that to what it is. going into the year, we look at the schedules going into the year. We don't know what it is till it plays out, injuries and all that stuff. I don't know. I think that I don't want to say they lucked into it last year because they were. I think Denver's won that game last year if Nick's doesn't get hurt. I really do, and Denver
100%.
really almost still won the game.
100%, yeah.
Yeah, I like New England's defense. I don't buy the AJ Brown. I'm not an AJ Brown guy. I think he's a cancer, personally.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is he's talented? Sure, he's talented. Sure, but he's one of those diva receivers, which never been a fan. And I know we had Chad Johnson here and stuff, but Chad Johnson, he has own edge, but he wasn't. He was
more of a knucklehead than he was a diva.
Yeah. He wasn't a cancer. AJ Brown, I think, could be more of a cancer to a team, and I could be wrong. I don't know, but
yeah. Well, here's the thing. Here's my thing though with AJ Brown. I'm glad you brought him up. Is because I used to have him a few years ago as a top 3 receiver in the NFL.
Yeah.
I just think he is hitting the wall quickly, almost like what a power back does as far as, his game and such. I'm not saying he can't. I'm just going to put my hand down. I'm not saying he can't be effective in New England because not only they got AJ Brown, Romeo Dobbs. Remember we got Travion Henderson in his second year.
No, I do like Travion. Now I know he's a Buckeye, but I do like him a lot. He's got breakout potential big time.
And I know they got Ramondre Stevens as well, but they also got a guy that I liked out of Alabama for a while. Actually, I have their roster up over here. I couldn't remember this guy's name, but Jam Miller is a running back from Alabama I liked. I was hoping the Steelers would get him a little bit late as well. So I mean, they got some sneaky good offensive weapons here. And again, if Drake May come into his third year, should continue to do well. I think they're a playoff team. They're definitely a playoff contender, but I don't know if they're an actual Super Bowl contender. And we'll definitely see as the schedule obviously is a lot harder. We got them again week 2 as well, but they got Seattle and the Steelers and Jacksonville, Buffalo first 4 games. We'll know a lot about the New England Patriots after week 4 here.
I do think they're a playoff contender also. I do. Because you know why? I think they have a good defense still. I don't know. They don't pass the it factor for me altogether. For me personally, I could be 100% wrong because Lord knows I'm always wrong. But
So we'll see. But speaking of Buffalo, though, can they get over the hump? Do you think by getting rid of McDermott and giving the keys to Joe Brady, that's actually going to get them over the hump?
I'd be kind of curious about that actually because I'm a big Josh Allen guy. I think he's awesome. He's fun to watch. But when has he won a big game though? That's the only problem. And it's not always going to be on the quarterback, but the quarterback's going to lead you the way.
Yeah. You say he would have won that one if it wasn't for the 13-second thing in Kansas City.
That's a very good point. Yes. Yeah, that game still crazy. So, let's see how they start off, though. I mean, they start off at Houston, Detroit, Chargers, New England, Rams. That's a tough get-go there. Yeah,
I'm going to say this is I don't think DJ Moore is a number 1 receiver.
And I don't either.
They traded for him. Khalil Shakur is a guy I like. He's a sneaky fantasy football pick. And they got, with Kincaid and Knox, I think they got one of the best, least receiving tight end rooms. So they're going to do stuff on offense. It's just a matter of they can button up their defense and such. But I don't know that this McDermott move is going to be the be all end all for Buffalo like everybody thought that it would.
It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell. It's almost like the same moves you guys made with the coach and same with Baltimore. I tell you the funny thing, I want to show up their defense a little bit, but they got Geno Stone as one of the starting safeties right now. Us as Bengal fans, we know what he is, and he can't tackle. We talked about that a few weeks ago. You can have him. So you got worse on defense.
He was the caboose on that Mount Washington play. In
yes.
Pittsburgh
100%. No, and that was just he had a play, and I think it was the Bears or Jets game, and he was trying to shove the guy out of bounds, and he missed on that, and the guy scored. It was lazy. So to me, that's a downgrade big time. But Josh Allen's going to keep them there. We've got about James Cook. He's a stud. I like James Cook.
Definitely top 3 running back, top 5 running back in the game. There's no doubt. So
absolutely,
we're gonna group these last 2 in them and move on to a different division here. But the Jets and the Dolphins. My notes to you and for everybody out there is the Jets. Do they have a plan? Because I'll tell you something. I love their draft. Their draft. Too. And then my notes for the Dolphins was LOL. Fire sale. I mean, they are definitely 100% rebuild mode. I don't know what in the world they're doing with some of the moves they made, but the Jets seemingly have a plan because they're building up everybody around Geno. And obviously, we'll see if Cade Klubnik can do anything. And, the guys from the Three Angry Giants Fans and a Jets Fan podcast, the gentleman with the Jets fans seem to, point into 2027 to get their quarterback. But Geno Smith could keep them serviceable. But what do you think about those two squads?
Well, I think Geno Smith can make them competitive. He's not terrible. Yeah. He's just on the back end. I like Sadiq, the tight end they got, but I don't know if you take a first round, but they're definitely building towards next year to get a quarterback. The problem is you don't know if that class right now. That class is supposed to be great. You just don't know because I remember last year we thought the quarterback class this year's gonna be good, and it wasn't. So who knows? I like Breece Hall. Garrett Wilson's a stud. He never had a good quarterback thrown to him. They had a hell of a draft, though. I did like their draft. They built up a lot in the right areas, offensive line and on the defense side of the ball really well. We talked about Omar Cooper. I like him a lot, too. What was he? Was he a second or third round pick? Was he a second? He was a first round pick.
First round picks they have. I thought they came back up in the first and
they might have.
They might have. Or that or early second.
No, I like him. I thought that he was a hell of a pick. So Miami, I don't know, man. Miami, I don't even know who their coach is right now. They're a train wreck, man, because they're still paying what's his name at quarterback, which is
Tua. They're paying right now.
They're still paying Tua right now, which is not good. Malik Willis. No wonder I wouldn't think about them because I don't believe in Malik Willis. I don't think he's an NFL quarterback. I just don't. No.
I don't think so either. I mean, he's shown some promises. I'm waiting to see if he was more of a product of the Green Bay system, or if he can work with multiple offensive coordinators. Listen, I like the kid because he's worked his tail off coming out of Liberty. Like he me was not good at all until now. What he has developed, and a lot of it is maybe the scheme he's working in. A lot of that he's worked his tail off to get where he is. So I'm rooting for the kid, unless they play the Steelers, of course. But I just don't think he's I think he's getting a raw deal too, because they're not really surrounding him with a lot of talent down there. So you took away the two starting receivers and such. I mean, you got HEN down there for swing passes and things, but I think Willis is set up to fail down there. But I hope he breaks through and succeeds, and he gets himself another big payday.
I don't know who the receivers are now. Waddle's out in Denver, and
Tyreek Hill's still a free agent.
Yeah, I mean nobody wants him right now. So
I don't know.
Yeah,
I think they drafted a couple guys, but I don't have their draft in front of me. So, but we'll see.
They better hope that they tank this year and have a top 5 pick and make some right moves in next year's draft and build their team the right way, because I think this.
I do think they have some draft capital coming back with all those trades too, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So last year you mentioned that Bo Nix was healthy, that the Broncos would have beaten the Patriots in AFC Championship game. I concur. I'm sure people that are watching would agree as well. They didn't really have much of an offseason this year. They kind of basically are just going to run it back. So I believe they didn't even have a pick to the 4th round, I believe, something like that. I don't know. I mean, there was some recovering from bad moves and things like that. Do you think Denver did enough, or is running it back enough to keep them at the top of the AFC?
They added Jalen Waddle, who I think is actually a good ad for them. That's a good ad for that team. They need more power on offense. Running back situation, Harvey, Dobbins. I like Dobbins. I like Harvey a lot. Dobbins just got to stay healthy. That's all with him. Bo Nix, to me, I think he is not a liability, but he needs the rest of the team to play up to par. He's not going to hold him back, but he's not going to push him forward. That's just my guess. Their strength is their defense, though, and I think Sean Payton's a hell of a coach still.
Yep.
I don't know if they're a playoff contender for sure, because the West is tough. It really comes down to what Kansas City's like this year when they got to play them also, and how they maneuver for this schedule. Because they're going to be playing a tougher schedule on paper than they played last year, because they were the number 1 seed last year. They're going to play other teams, top division winners and all that stuff across the board. I don't. I can see them winning the West. I can see them finishing 3rd in the West.
Ooh, 3rd. Yeah.
Well, I mean.
Yeah. You know what? Because we'll get into the – you know what? Maybe a segue to that. Because I agree with that assessment. I mean, there's not much to really analyze unless you're a Denver fan, from the outside looking in. But Bo Nix is proven to be solid, right? Cortland Sutton and Jalen Waddle make a good pairing, if you will, because they're different. They're different types of receivers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Evan Ingram, the tight end, more of a receiving type tight end. It really depends on how that line holds up. But Do you think, and what reason I think you say third? I mean, there's two questions. One, is Kansas City back? And then two, is Mike McDaniel, who's now the OC of I almost said San Diego, out in the LA Chargers. Is that enough to get Herbert over the hump to get him his first playoff win?
I think the way they're building a team in the Chargers, they're building from an inside out perspective. As much as I can't stand Harbaugh, he's a cheater. Whatever, that's the Michigan days.
Yeah,
but he's building the team the right way. Herbert's not won any big games yet, though. So that's yet to be seen because he hasn't carried them through a playoff runs yet.
Yeah.
And but Harbaugh is still a good NFL coach. He's taken teams to the Super Bowl. He's always been competitive with his Niners. And he's been competitive as a Charger too. I can see them finishing anyone first, second, third. Also, I see the Chargers more second or third. Kansas City is the tough one because Kansas City, they're going to go one way or another. They're going to bottom out and have to start rebuilding, or they're going to be back because the Rashid Rice thing I think could be a train wreck. Because they're letting him back on the team right now, and he's always in trouble. You can't really count on him to not be in trouble or stay out of jail or whatever. But he was having a great year last year. I think in the first 8 games, he had 54 receptions last year, that's a hell of a start to the year. I literally just heard that today. That's why I was in my head. So, but no, and if Mahomes is healthy, and I'm not a Mahomes guy at all, but let's face it, the facts are facts. He's one of the best ever. Definitely when he's healthy, he's one of the best.
He's a unique.
It is what it is. Yeah, as much as I don't like him. Kelsey's not a factor anymore. I mean, he's there, but he'll catch some balls here and there. And they got what's his name from Seattle, the running back. But their problem is their offensive line. Did they do enough? Sure. There, and also they got younger on defense there. They traded off guys to other teams, to LA, Trent McDuffie and stuff like that, and they went and drafted some guys to be in the secondary. We talked about this draft picks. We don't know yet.
The Delaney Mansour, the number 1 corner.
Yeah. And he might be great, but he might not be. You just don't know until he's out there. That's the problem with that. So, to me, that's a question mark. That could be boom or bust on their defense. And their defense, to me, carried them the past couple of years. Even though they had a bad year last year, they were still in games, right? And it wasn't Mahomes and the offense blowing it. No, it was the defense keeping them in games. Mahomes just made plays when he needed to, so yeah.
Yeah, and I think, you're going to look at that. I was going to say a different type of a Kansas City team when you say they're back. I do think if they're going to win, it's going to be with the defense because they put a lot of money and a lot of capital to that defense, and rightfully so because it wasn't as good last year. You got a quarterback coming off of a major knee surgery or knee injury with his ACL. Kenneth Walker's, I think is a good running back, but is this Larry Brown of the offense in a sense where was he?
That's nice.
Is in a sense where what I mean by that, I don't want to poo-poo Kenneth Walker because he's a good running back and he's not the Larry Brown of the offense. But what I meant by that is he had a great Super Bowl game. So is he getting overvalued?
Was he part of a great system too in Seattle?
A great system, exactly. So we'll see. So there's question marks there, and how effective can Kelsey still be? Is it are people going? You talked about the national media that were just poo-pooing. Your Bengals because of Burrow's knee and Burrow's focusing on one aspect. Are people just saying Travis Kelce is great because he's Travis Kelce?
Nick Wright does.
Listen, Father Time's undefeated, and I don't hate Travis Kelce. I'm just, this is just my opinion. When you play the tight end position, and even though he's not necessarily an inline blocker, so to say, Father Time catches up with you quick. And with the amount of safeties and the way the defenses are changing, there's going to be some teams that should be able to lock him up. I mean, Kelce may still get you 4 to 6 catches a game, but they're not going to be the down the field plays anymore. And we'll just see how effective he really is. So it's a questionable. And just like what you just said, I could see the Chiefs first, second, or third. They're not going to finish last. I think they'll at least have a winning record. They'll be back in that sense.
Yeah.
The AFC West probably have all 3 of those teams competing for a playoff spot.
Well, it's interesting about Father Time. What about Chris Jones? A defense tackle. He was a dominant defense tackle. He's still good. He's not the same one he was, though. He was. Is he game changer? He's not going to change games anymore like he used to.
No, but you know what though? I'm looking at him and giving him the same respect that I give Cam.
I agree with that.
The power doesn't go. So I think Chris Jones can still be effective, especially with they got Tonga, and I'm looking them up here too. They got a couple other guys as well. So I mean, as long as he can be more of a rotational piece,
then
he's going to be good. like I said, I still think Cincinnati. Kansas City's defense still going to be formidable. And the last question about, and I just got a text here, so GB is going to come on here in a few minutes.
Nice.
I got done with this deal, so he's going to join us here, and rightfully for the AFC North and Steelers talk here. But I just heard this, and I did not know this, that the Raiders have not signed Mendoza yet.
Seriously?
And they haven't signed a 4th-round pick either. So what I don't get is it's probably language.
Well, how's that not a bigger deal now? Because I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I remember last year the Bengals didn't sign their 17th overall pick because of language, but it was huge. I'm not hearing that's the first time I've heard about that, if that's true.
Well, I don't know about language. I just heard I was going back to picking up my car from the inspections and such, and I put on Sirius. I was listening, and they said that he is unsigned. It didn't say why unsigned, but my guess is because everything is slotted. I'm sure there is a % increase from last year. So this can't be a hard contract to do. My guess is language, and I know if I recall, there was some really sketchy language in the contract that the Brown wanted to sign your pick, the 17th, so which if I was a player, I wouldn't have signed either. So I don't know why this is, but this is also the Raiders being the Raiders. But I guess that's why they have Kirk Cousins as well too. He's probably going to start the year. I
was going to ask you how you felt about that. I think it's smart to have that happen because Kirk Cousins, man, I tell you what, you got to hand to him. You talk about a guy's playing the system just right. How much money he's made. God bless him. I mean, he's made what, a couple $100 million? I mean, it's stupid what he's done.
It's all guaranteed too.
He's not terrible. I mean, nobody wants to buy into him. I mean, Atlanta now this, and I think he's going to be great for them to get Mendoza going the right way. Long-term how be, I don't know. But I think Mendoza is going to sit this year. Maybe not all year. I think at some point he's going to play this year because I don't see the Raiders as a true contender this year. I think they'll be better. No. I like Genty, but that was a bad pick last year because you don't take a running back that high when you need a lot more. We'll talk about Arizona doing the same bullshit. You don't do that. I know you're great running backs, but that's not how you build a team. And running backs are a dime a dozen half most of the time.
Most of the time they are, but you get a running back to Gibbs, and I posed this question too, and then actually I'm gonna pose this question, and then we're gonna move on to the AFC South here, and then we'll get to the AFC North just as GB is getting on here. But cool. If you draft a running back high, like a Genty, like Gibbs from Detroit, if they're touching the ball 20 times a game, are you looking at is it bad to look at them as a playmaker versus a running back? Because that's what Gibbs is. Gibbs may not get you 20 carries a game, but if he gets you 15 carries and 5 or 6 catches, 20, 21, 22 touches a game, isn't that worthy of a first-round pick? And I think they see Genty's the same way, and I believe the Cardinals think of Jeremiah Love the same way, who's, to me, Jeremiah Love was the best player in the draft.
Well, you're not wrong. Okay. But here's where I will push back. You're taking a first round pick and you're getting a guy like that. Okay. Take Chase Brown for the Bengals. He's not those guys, but he is effective catching the ball and running the ball out of the backfield. He was like a 4th round pick.
Bro, Jalen Warren was undrafted, so I hear you.
There you go. Good example, yes. Yeah. But the dude in Detroit is my favorite player in the NFL to watch outside of Bengal players. Here's my I love watching him. The running back from Detroit.
Yeah. I'm not disagreeing with you. That's the first time I heard that.
Yeah, he is fun to watch. Maybe it's because I haven't fantasy football last year. I don't know. But he is so fun to watch. And McCaffrey saying that. But here's the thing. Their longevity is not going to be there. They're not big guys. McCaffrey is hurt, not hurt. He's banged up, not, back and forth. You need another running back to go with those guys, a true pounder. And I'm worried about that with Detroit when we talk about them because they lost, Montgomery. So long-term, how's it going to be for the running back situation? I have to look and see if they got somebody else. But that being said, I think that those guys are more playmakers than true running backs. Mm-hmm. So you have true running backs. Don't get me like Derrick Henry's and stuff, and but these guys are more playmakers, and they're dynamic at that. The way the NFL spreads the ball out. Yep. So yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting thought because of the rule of not drafting running backs in the first round. If you remember back in the 90s, that's all you did. That was your first pick, just like in fantasy football. Go get your quarterback and go get your running back. So it's
remember when the Bengals traded up for Gajana and then he blew his knee out the first time he touched the ball. Everyone, he's a bust, man. He wasn't a bust. He got hurt the first time. You can't really say he's a bust. It's unfortunate. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, a bust. Listen, it's an unfortunate issue that he got hurt, and is what it is. You can't go against the guys. So, Okay, so what we're gonna go do quickly here is the AFC South. Is CJ? Let me ask you this. First off, the Colts. We'll go with the Colts first. Confidence in Danny Dimes. You know what they're doing with Alec Pierce, and then letting Michael Pittman go. What is your thought here? And then I'm going to bring GB on after this. I see him, here in the background.
Yeah, cool. That's a lot of money putting Alex Pierce. He's a good wide receiver. That's a lot of money to put in that guy. They paid for him. I still like Jonathan Taylor a lot there, but Danny Dimes we talked about this before. Before he got hurt, they were actually a playoff team last year. They made a trade to get Sauce Gardner too, which I thought was a bold move, and it backfired a little bit. But I don't hate them for trying. I mean, good. Then they unfortunately went the other way with it last year.
Yeah,
I think if Danny Dimes is healthy,
serviceable, right?
Yeah, you got Jonathan Taylor instead. Their offensive line is really good there. That's huge. Their defense is good. I think that they could be a competitor for the AFC South. The AFC South will be tough. I like Houston overall because their defense.
Mm-hmm.
And CJ Stroud has to take a step. But Danny Dimes, if he's healthy, they're going to be competitive this year. They're going to be in it. I think they're like an 8-9 team, maybe at best 10-6. I mean, at best. I don't see anything better than that. But I see like a 9 or 8 win team out of them, personally.
Yep. Absolutely. I kind of agree here too, man. Let's bring on the man, the myth, the lead, GB back. Closing your deal, sir. How are you, man?
What's good, man? That's the happy dance.
I'm hoping that business deal went through, brother.
That's called the happy dance, Dudek. What you think, sir?
Let's go. I love it. Let's go. Let's go. Hey, man.
Make them fly.
Hey, you know what? Let's take a 2-minute pause because Bozy and I at the beginning of the show, we were talking about it, man. We said it on our chat group, man, but happy Father's Day to you, man. Let the people know here, how was your Father's Day, man?
I can show you better than I can tell you since I'm outside.
Oh.
So I use that thing right over there.
The smoker?
That's
Love
my
it.
Traeger. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
My barbecue, some wings, some thighs, some breasts. Just like, I like my women.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not.
Breasts and thighs.
Breasts
anyway,
and
then we had like 19 people over yesterday, dude. It was pretty dope.
Great.
Yeah, my dad, happy Father's Day to Craig R. Brown, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, to my younger bro, Jay Brown, the chef, he was here. We had a good time sitting right here on this deck where a lot of world problems get solved. You know what I'm saying? So
indeed,
and Steeler problems too. So
indeed, and we're almost this. We're doing the whip around the AFC. We're talking about the AFC South here. I want your opinions on 2 things, and then we're going to hit the AFC North, and then we're going to talk a little Bengals, and obviously we're going to talk some Steelers here.
You got it.
For you, GB, and obviously we got our tails kicked by the Texans in the playoffs, right? But is CJ Stroud, in your opinion, is he the guy? Yeah, is he the guy?
I know.
What up, Mark? How you feel, bro? That's a great question.
If you're the Texans GM, is he the guy?
I think this is going to be the year that's going to make that determination. I think it's an incomplete grade, because he had a great rookie year and the second year wasn't so great. If it wasn't for the dynamic defense they had last year, I don't know how far that team would have gone. However, those dudes do have weapons. And if they get it together, they are going to be a major problem. So it's going to be, I'll say, to be continued. Let's have the same conversation in a year, and that'll give us a great answer. But I'm beating around the bush here, getting to the point. I do think he's going to bounce back. I truly do. I mean, the kid has resolve and he has moxie. He's not going to. I don't think he's going to bend, man. He's not going to. And when you're backed by that type of defense, and then let's not forget they drafted 2 outstanding receivers last year, and it takes some time to let that stuff gel and mix. So I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do along with Nico Collins, right, this year. And dude, and Will Anderson is just that guy.
Yeah, and we'll also see
he's
they
a
got
dude.
yeah, and you know
He's a
what? They
stud,
got
bro.
they got
Stud, bro.
they have Tank Dell coming back too off injury, so we'll see
Oh,
how he comes
Jesus.
back too. So
Yeah, that's
it's a
what I was
big
thinking
question mark
about.
because that was an ugly injury that he had. So if he comes back, that's a hell of a weapon in Tank Dell.
If he has
Somebody I like.
90% of the speed that he had before he left, bro, listen, it's a problem.
Well, I'll
All right.
add something to it too. Remember, we were talking about Detroit and the running back. They got David Montgomery there. I think that's going to help CJ Stroud more than anything. Is them running the ball, controlling the ball on the ground.
Yep.
If that offensive line needs to hold up for them. I'm looking at their schedule right now. They start off with Buffalo, Bengals, at Indy. The first two games are at home. Then at Indy, then Dallas. So manageable.
Find out real quick.
I mean, the first two games are tough for them, but they're both home games. So
yeah. Okay, so put a bow on this AFC South with the last two teams and have any thoughts. One, the Jaguars, can they continue to build a success? Are you going to buy Jacksonville? Trevor Lawrence is still kind of a question mark. They played probably his best ball last year. And then with the Titans, again, I think what GB said about CJ Stroud, I mean, I think you give Cam a little bit longer than the 2 years. I mean, probably by middle, the end of next year, we'll see if Cam is really that guy with them. And really, because I don't know exactly what direction they're going in right now as far as building the team goes. You guys could take one of those two teams, and what do you guys think of either the Jaguars or the Titans?
Who do you want to take?
I'd take the Jags. I'm not a believer in the Titans yet. I mean, they got a lot of what ifs and question marks, and I say this, and I love me some Cam Ward, but there's a whole lot of other things that are just not sure how that's going to pan out. Plus, the division is very competitive.
I said that earlier. Yes.
Indy, listen, I don't care what anybody say. Indy's still going to be up there. I think that, listen, I think, can we come to the conclusion that, it's possible that some of these quarterbacks just, they just actually have to be in the right type of system in order to thrive, or actually be able to throw to the right Jimmies and Joes in order for them to thrive? Can we just, admit that? Okay.
Sam
because
Darnold.
we saw with Sam Darnold, Danny Dimes. I mean, come on, man.
Baker.
Baker maybe doing this thing. Come on, man. Geno Smith
100%.
before that. Come on. Can we just acknowledge that for what it is?
Yep.
Right.
That's a great point to bring up.
Right. That actually gives me a little hope for Kenny. Come on, Kenny P. I know you can come back. I don't know if you ain't coming back here, but
no, he ain't coming back here.
Please go back to Pittsburgh. Please go back to Pittsburgh.
Is that the reason why?
Somewhere else would be happy, but no, not here.
Hey, so is that the reason why we're not playing Carolina in the preseason this year?
Is that where he's at?
Yeah, I think we played Carolina every preseason since they got into the league, and this year we're not playing Carolina for the first time preseason. But I'm just kidding. It's not because of Kenny Pickett. But Bozy, your closing thoughts on the AFC South?
I don't buy Jacksonville. I don't buy Trevor Lawrence, to be honest with you.
Yeah,
I just don't. He had his time when he was in college, and that went away. In the NFL, he's never really done it. I buy Cam Ward more than him, but Cam Ward needs time still. You got to give him another good year. And hopefully build around him, but I don't buy Tennessee at all this year. I don't think they're going to be good. So hopefully for them, they're a top 5 pick next year, and they can use some trade because teams want quarterbacks next year. Maybe that works out for them. They can build that way. Jeffrey Simmons just signed a huge contract. I love him, but man, he ain't getting any younger either. We're talking about Chris Jones before.
Man.
I don't know about that contract with Jeffrey Simmons. I love him. I would take him, but I would not pay that kind of money for him right now. That's a big contract for him. So, but AFC South, but I said before, though, Jimmy, is that I do think it's competitive. I mean, Jacksonville's going to be competitive. I just don't buy them as a serious, maybe to make it as a wild card if everything falls the right way for them. Maybe.
Right.
The other two teams I can see competitive for possible playoff, not runs, but making the playoffs. And with Houston's defense, boy, I'll tell you what, they can play defense. So I'll give them that. Now they can run the ball. So I think they could be a problem. Mark said that before. Yes, I agree. I think Houston could be a problem this year.
1,000%.
So speaking of defenses, man, we talked about AFC North, the best defenses, I think, in AFC as a collective. So let's hit the two that are not represented here real quick. One question on both teams. For the Ravens, I mean, Big Ben is on his podcast. I don't know if he's doing it for clicks or not, but he was saying that the Ravens window is closed or is it still ajar a little bit as far as their Super Bowl window goes?
No, it's not closed.
It's
They're
not
as good, but
closed.
they're not. Yeah.
So I don't think it's closed
yeah.
at all. I'm just just asking the question.
I think that's just wishful thinking.
Of course.
Ben's a different dude. I mean, it happens. It's okay.
You leave my twin brother alone.
Everybody bad.
Leave my twin brother alone, dude.
Hey, GB, you have to watch. GB, you have to go back and watch the beginning of this, man. Mark got him.
Yeah,
Mark got him again as soon as he got on. It was great.
Well, I even said to Eric before I came on, I'm like, should I wear the hat or not? He got represented. I'm like, yeah, I look like freaking Ben, though, but whatever. We just both laughed. I'm like, I'll put it on if I put the hat on. I don't care.
Yeah, so, again, I'll let you guys go with that. So, what the Ravens? Playoff team or playoff contender, at least, I would assume. Yeah?
I still think that their Achilles heel is going to be on their defense. Plus, Derrick Henry, he's still a stud, but there's a lot of tread on those tires too, man. Just saying. If he gets banged up and hurt and misses games, I don't want him to, but I mean, it's part of the game, right? Does Lamar have enough talent around him, receiver-wise and all that, to make it work on the offense with a new coach and all that? I don't buy Trey Hendrickson at all. I really don't. He can get sacks. I've talked about that before. He's terrible against the run, and he's not getting he had a bad back last year. That's why he missed a lot last year. Supposedly he had a bad back at least. So I don't buy that. I think they should have stuck with the Max Crosby thing, which I couldn't stand how they handled that. I thought they did Max Crosby wrong. I didn't like that, or the Raiders wrong. But I'm rooting against Baltimore because I can't stand them. But they're going to be competitive and good, though. But yeah, that's how I feel about them.
Yeah, GB, what say you about the Ravens, sir? You're on mute.
Sorry about that. I was coughing for a second. 9-8. That's about it. I mean, I don't think I don't know. I mean, there's been years where I was so much more intimidated by their roster.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just not the same. And I mean, to a certain point, I can kind of see where Ben's talking about. Like, I think that where he's coming from is like they've been figured out, but there's an X factor. It's a new coaching staff. You never know how that's going to pan out, right? So I will give them, but I still think at the end of the day, it's still going to be kind of your boy. Henry's he's getting longer in the tooth. Father Time's undefeated, especially when it comes to a running back, not named
power
Frank
back
Gore.
too. Yep.
Yeah.
Not named Frank Gore, right?
Yeah.
Give homage to Frank Gore. Who
I mean, what about how long did Bettis run the ball for? Don't leave him out of that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt. I mean, that's a given. I was just saying, Frank did it for a very, very, very long time with multiple teams.
He almost played
pretty
with his
impressive.
Kid.
And ironically, he did that too, and he had injury problems in college.
I think he had a bad knee in college. Yeah.
He sure did.
Yeah.
He tore his ACL. Yeah. So but Derrick Henry, though, I don't know. I mean, some of these athletes kind of prove you wrong nowadays, I guess. We look at Cam Hayward, right? Continuing to beat Father Time, right?
Yeah.
But when it comes to running the football, there's only a couple dudes. I mean, if he continues to, I'll say this. If he's able to get back to that 1,500 plus range, and I don't think he can. I don't think they have the offensive line to do it, although they picked up a dude who I'm not really too happy about still, right?
He's a rookie. You don't know.
It's a big, but that's the question mark, right? So, so I'm not really too sure, so I'm going to say 9-8 right now, unless Derek and the boys, like, if that running game is running, then we may all be in trouble.
I agree, and I just don't know if it's going to be as effective though. Too. I mean, let's face it. I mean, Lamar. It is definitely a big if because Lamar's been getting injured a little bit here and there because it's the attrition of the NFL. Because I'm going to tell you this. I mean, we spoke about Mark about Travis Kelce kind of falling off the cliff a little bit, if you will, athletically. I think really Mark Andrews, though he's a little bit of a bigger guy, might be in a similar ilk of that too. And listen, they got Zay Flowers, and then Rashad Bateman's a little
I don't buy the
inconsistent.
receivers.
Yeah, but then they're going to rest their laurels on Jacoby Lane and Surratt from Indiana, a couple of rookies. So
Well, they just lost the other tight end to the Giants. I forget his name offhand.
Isaiah Likely, who they should have kept, in my opinion, over someone like Mark Andrews. But
I agree.
You know what? That's their issue for right now. So, I'll let you go first on this. So the GB guy gets back. Is the Browns now defensively? Even though they lost Myles Garrett, they're still a really good defense.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not going to be as good without Myles Garrett. But there was a call today, and I don't know if this is some of the national media shenanigans or was this an agent leaking, or who knows? Maybe it was his father leaking this. You never know. There was rumors that teams are calling about Shedeur as far as trade bait goes. Now, the reason I say father, I'm not saying that as a bad thing, but like, is he out there playing agents for his son to get him out of Cleveland because they're favoring Deshaun Watson, which I spoke to, the gentleman's on Sports Night podcast in Cleveland. You have to pay the guy who's making the obscene amount of money. That has to be an ownership driven decision. But Bozy, why don't you take this first while we get GB's camera situated.
When it comes to Cleveland, I still think they need to give Shedeur the keys and tell Watson, you're paid to get the hell out of here. That's what I would do there. I think that they've swung and missed big time a quarterback there. Shadeur's not – we just don't know what he is yet. I don't buy him yet, but we don't know yet. Yeah, I agree, Mark, by the way. Mark Cunningham, I agree with that too. I will give Cleveland this. Outside of quarterback, they're building a hell of a roster. Their running back situation, their defense. I know they traded Garrett, but Curse is not terrible. He's not Garrett, but he is not bad. He's younger, and he is the right. That dude could play ball. Mason Graham at defense tackle. He's a hell of a defense tackle. Carson Schwartz, the linebacker, I can't say his name. Ward.
Schweschinger. I just pulled it up.
Yeah. No, they have – I think they have the makings of a good roster, but they are just missing on the quarterback big time. And I think, obviously, if Shedeur doesn't do it, then you're going to be drafting a quarterback. They got a lot of draft capital next year. They're going to have to use for a quarterback if it doesn't pan out with Shedeur.
But the Browns have had a lot of draft capital since '86.
Yeah. Start using those draft picks.
Yeah, they had a draft capital in '86.
Yeah.
GB, your thoughts on the Browns and this rumor of Shedeur being available, or other teams at least calling about him?
I don't know why they'd be calling about him. Number one.
Daddy said so.
I do think it's just some, media play, to just get a little bit of attention. And I'm just going to end with this. Brown's going to Brown. I mean, until something changes, Brown's going Brown. And that's going to be that.
Yep. Yeah, I agree. There's not much else analysis on the Browns. Obviously, we'll have Guys Sports Night back on here as camp gets closer. Maybe even during camp, we'll get more of an insight. Just so what we may do, GB, is we may have Bozy. We'll have the Guys Sports Night, and we'll have my neighbors from. We'll do like a whole AFC North little preview as camp's going on. So it'll be a lot of fun. We'll maybe even get a couple guys. We might even be like a 6-man, depending on if we get the 2 Baltimore guys or just 1. So, Bozy, let's spend a couple minutes on your Bengals, and then we're going to finish up here strong with our Steelers here.
I'm just playing.
Well, it is called the Burgh Cave, so I guess we got to finish strong with the Steelers.
Yeah, you have to save the best for last here, bro. Bozy, one of the questions I'm going to pose, GB and I want to answer and kind of address with this too, is it's a question we're going to have for the Steelers, but I want you on this. What are your realistic expectations for 2026 as we sit here in June, knowing that camp's going to change some opinions here and there? What are your realistic expectations for the Bengals, and you obviously buying them as a legit playoff contender?
100%. Win the division. I don't want to say give the Super Bowl. Too much can happen in the playoffs. Win the division.
So that's an expectation that they're going to win the division?
That's my expectation. They're going to win the division. Yes, absolutely. Because we mentioned before, you got 3 teams with 3 brand new coaching staffs. Okay? It is the truth. You have, if you look at the rosters top to bottom, the Bengals have the best roster in the AFC North right now. I know, take last year out of it. We're talking about national media and how lazy they were and all that stuff, GB, and how they're the Bengals defense is 30th. this ain't the same defense as last year. On paper going into camp. Okay. Don't give me that look. It is what it is, dude. You want to go position? Okay, let's do this. Okay, I'll finish my thought. Maybe we go like position by position. Bengals, Steelers, quarterback, offense line, all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Maybe a last exercise.
Yeah. But top to bottom, the vibes at camp there is stupid positive. I've never seen a Bengal team this positive this early in summer. Ever.
Did it get better? Did it get better after Dexter Lawrence got there?
Oh yeah. It got so I already thought that they were having a good offseason with getting Boye Mafe, Cook, Jared Allen, even though they would pay, but I still like Jared Allen. Duger, I like Duger. I mean, he's a nice piece. Better than what they had.
Yeah.
Okay. They added nothing to the offense, but they got all 11 starters back on that offense, which we know how their offense is when it's home in there.
Yeah.
Probably the best in the league, if not right there with everyone else. The problem is they're scoring 35 points, giving up 40 points a game. Yeah. They're not giving up 40 points a game this year with this defense. At least on paper, they're not. Their rotation at defensive tackle is stupid good. I still worry about the linebacker depth, but how do you make linebackers better? You have a great defensive line in front of them, like an offensive line with a running back, same thing. Mm-hmm. So I'm very positive about them this year. Fucking Reds are down 2-0 now. Sorry, extra innings. Sorry. Yeah. But no, I'm very positive about them this year. I think win the division and then let the chips play out in the playoffs. And Joe Burrow in the playoffs, listen, he's 5-2 in the playoffs. Lost Super Bowl, lost AFC title game on the road to Kansas City. So you can have your Jacksons, your Josh Allens, your Herberts, and all the media loves them. They're not. We talked about 2 weeks ago. They're not Burrow. Burrow's a killer in the playoffs. So get them to the playoffs, then I'll put my chips on the Bengals in the playoffs if they're healthy and their defense is at least average. That's my expectation about them this year.
Okay, fair enough. So last question for a few on this, and then we'll get some Steelers, and then we'll hit some more Bengal stuff afterward. Do a bit.
Hold on, real quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I love making people move and get all roused up just by making a face. I didn't even say anything. I didn't even say nothing. I was just like this. I had a sniffle. That's all.
That's like giving me a little shit just to be funny. I didn't care.
I just had a sniffle. That's all.
No, don't worry. You'll see my facial reactions when we talk about this team.
Real quick on the Bengals.
Yeah.
I am 1,000% in agreement with you about Joe Burrow. Like I've been a huge fan of Joe Burrow for a very, very, very long time. Since he was at LSU, crushing Alabama, loved it, loved watching it. But the thing is, it's again, if. It's always if, because never know how that's going to play out, bro.
Yeah.
He is injury prone. At the end of the day, it's just is what it is, right? That's the big if. If he can survive, you might have something. If he cannot survive, and it's just history, it's just fact. And I love the dude. I got so much respect for that guy. But it's the if. I hope he can do it, because I don't want. If I'm being honest, I don't want any excuses when the Steelers come in and win this division this year. That's all. But
okie doke.
I do feel but I do feel like that dude. It's a big if at the end of the day. Unfortunately,
listen. There's to me, Burrow's easily. I mean, he is the best quarterback in the division. We're just looking at divisional breakdowns. I'm getting that. Arguably in the AFC and NFL, there's no doubt. If they could protect him, there's an issue. If health was standing. Again, it's a question mark for every NFL team.
Yeah,
and we'll get that into us when we talk about the Steelers here in a second. It is definitely if about the health as well too. So, Bozy, last one for you. Quickly, give me 2 answers on this, and then we're going to get into the Steelers. And then, obviously, if you have any questions for us as well, what position group are you most confident in for the Bengals, and what position are you have the most concerns?
Well, the easy answer is wide receiver.
What up, Christine?
Yeah. Hey, Christine. The easy answer is wide receivers. They have the two best duos in the league. I think Jamar Chase arguably is still the best receiver. I know Jack Smith and Jigba had a great year. I still think Jamar Chase is the best.
I do think it's Chase.
And you tell me a better number 2 in the league? Come on, there's not, because there might be 10 number 1s better than him, and that's it. And that's stretching it, because we talk about A.J. Brown. Give me Higgins over A.J. Brown. Give me Pittman, my ass.
Michael
Don't
Pittman.
give me. I'll take Higgins over any one you guys have over there at receiver. And also, GB, give me a face on that one, buddy. And then we talk about Moore as the number one receiver. No, give me Higgins over him also. So to me, yeah, that's not a question. My biggest concern, obviously, is linebacker. But I think they built enough around the linebacker situation to make it better. Everyone talks about their offensive line. Their offensive line got better through that whole year. They ran the ball really good. When what's his name? When Flacco came in, Flacco was not getting sacked a lot because Flacco knew what he was doing. He was getting rid of the ball and stuff. The offensive line got better. They're not like an all-pro old Dallas Cowboy offensive line, but it's definitely better. It's a competent offensive line. I'll leave it at that. And that's really all Joe needs. Joe made that Super Bowl a couple of years ago, probably the worst offensive line I've ever seen in my life. They made the Super Bowl. Blew me away. So you give them an average offensive line? Yeah.
Cool. All right. Now on to the Pittsburgh Steelers. To play some Renegade in the background here. GB, I'm going to start our conversation off. And Bozy, please weigh in as well. And also with questions. GB, the same question to you, but we're going to do these one at a time as well. What position group for the Pittsburgh Steelers are you most confident in heading into camp? Because everybody's healthy right now. This opinion can change once we hit camp, and let's hope if there are injuries do happen. But right now, here in June, a couple weeks away from camp, what position group are you most confident in? And I also pose that to the chat as well.
Is it wrong to say the whole defense? Like, is that wrong?
Yes,
because
position group.
It's loaded with a capital loaded, but specifically, that secondary group, to counterpoint, what the Bengals are doing. Let's take a look and see what the Steelers are doing to counterbalance the two, arguably best tandem in the NFL, right?
Yep.
So that's the part that I feel like is going to show, it's really going to show this year. With Jamel Dean, and now you added Brisker, Sean Elliott returning, and then you still have Ramsey.
Yep.
And you still have Asante Samuel Jr. Like that's a lot. And you still have Dalen Everett. Like I can keep going. It's crazy, bro. And they're loaded. Right now, the least or the one that I'm most concerned about, and it's just because of, you could pick age, like young with the offensive line or old with the quarterback. Like, take your pick. Like because it's probably chicken or an egg thing. If the offensive line doesn't do, then he's probably not going to last. Same thing with the Bengals. Like Bengals, we're in the same boat, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this dude is old, and there's a chance he could go out too because if the offensive line don't do what it need to do,
without a healthy quarterback, you're not making it. I mean, that's just
making it, right?
Yeah.
So that's
neither our teams are correct. So,
right.
Yeah, and you know, Christine's the defense. Yep, I do think we have a free safety problem that would light it inside linebacker, and so. And Christine, I agree with you, with the exception, I don't think free safety is a problem, and I'll tell you why. But I do agree with the inside linebacker. Because
here's the thing about the inside linebacker thing. I can hear that, but I'm going to call that the Patrick Graham effect, and just stay tuned, okay? Because that's the reason why I'm not really concerned about. I'm more concerned about the offensive side of the ball than I am the defensive side of the ball still.
Yeah, and for me right now, and this is funny because Gabe's been busy. I've been the busy week. We haven't really spoken much, even in the chat groups, about this topic, and you can tell that he and I are like this. Because for the position group, same shit. The position group I am most confident in are the defensive backs. But listen, we got 9 dudes, all right? And Christine, this is what I'm going to talk about, right? So let's look at the corners. Cornerback 1 and 2 are solidified with Joey Porter and Jamel Dean. Okay,
man.
Deshaun Elliott's coming back. Hopefully he's healthy, but there's reinforcements if he doesn't at strong safety.
Yes,
I do think Jalen Ramsey is your starting free safety. However, he can go down into a nickel back and putting in Brisker, and then also you have Darnell Savage. You also have Dalen Everett, who, if you remember, GB and I spoke about
still
it.
Curtin, dude. Chill out.
Hold on, Mr. Win the Division. I know. Hold on.
I'm talking about GB losing his mind, but go ahead.
Yeah. But then you
I'm
got Dalen Everett, who, if you remember, in when we got out of the combine, he was one of the guys that I said, go take a look-see, because I said he's Ike Taylor who can catch. And then you have Brandon Eccles still in the mix, who Brandon Eccles actually might end up being an odd man out. But you take those guys in there are 9 dudes in that secondary, and there's position flexibility. And this is what my point about what Christine was saying. I think you're not going to have one free safety outside of a base package safety in Jalen Ramsey.
Correct.
You're going to have a lot of matchups. Sometimes it's going to be Brisker back there. Sometimes it's going to be Ramsey back there, based on what I've seen and heard on the radio about how Patrick Graham defense with GB's play is.
Yep.
You may see Dalen Everett play back there once in a while. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of flexibility that we have in the secondary. And yeah, Mark, I was actually getting to thank you. I didn't even mention Asante Samuel Jr.
Right.
He's on the team too, so that's another nickelback flexibility. So, or he could go outside corner that kicks Ramsey inside. There's so much flexibility.
There's a lot of depth.
And this might be the deepest secondary I've ever seen
ever
for the Steelers.
Absolutely. And that's the excitable part right there. We ain't never had this type of depth. I promise you.
The one that I agree 100% with you guys is the liability is the offensive line, because that's going to make Rodgers liability, because Rodgers can't move. Rodgers can throw the ball, can't move. And if he takes too many hits, his season might be over quick, because Father Time doesn't lose. 42 is 42. We all know it's 42 because national media tells us that all the time. We know that.
At least 4 times a day. So, GB, I want you to build on these thoughts as well. So my biggest question is the offensive line, because of this. In reality, there's only one returning starter, and that's Frazier.
Right. Correct.
Because the right side is moving to the left side. So those are 2 new starters.
Allegedly.
Right? And then you have a new right guard, although Spencer Anderson has a lot of playing time. He knows the system. You have Hoffman, who's a veteran, but he's going to be a starter. Or you have Dunker, the Yinzer Ginger or Ginzer Yinzer or whatever. And then obviously right now Cook is at right tackle, and we'll see when Ionichor is ready. But Fuatanu at left, McCormick at left guard, Frazier is the one returning starter. He's center, and now you have a whole new right side. So that's my concern. Is obviously like Bozy was saying, they hold the key. I think really to this whole season.
And really, it's even more than just injury.
What up, sir?
It is also, I don't want to see us in the same position, towards the end of the year. I mean, it was just check down after check down after check down after check down. And a lot of that was due to the, he got a little skittish.
The protection.
He was not trying to get hit.
That Houston playoff game. That Houston playoff game, dude. That's all it was. Yeah.
Yep. So that's the thing that kind of concerns me. I think they addressed it because of the what they put out there as far as weapons are concerned, with adding Pittman and also adding Bernard to go with what they already had, and then you add Dowdle to go with that. Like, I think that it's the sum of the whole, right? It's not just one dude; it's a bunch of dudes, right, that are above average, right? There's not one slouch on this roster now, right? Like, we used to talk about like how you just be like, oh, man, why is this dude still on the roster? Like Van Jefferson, no shade to Van Jefferson, but at the time we got him, we was like, why is he still here? Allen Robinson. I can go list on and on and on and on with dudes who was like, man, why are they still on the why are they even here? Right. Yeah. This is one of those years where it just feels like, they have made adjustments far ahead of when they've ever done it before in free agency, addressing what they needed to, and then still having cap flexibility and still being able to, make a couple more moves before the season's over. So, I mean, before the season's even, before we get done with camp. So, so there's a lot of optimism is what I'm saying. If Rodgers can stay healthy and the offensive line can keep him upright.
Yep, I agree. And Christine said, I think we just had a little depth at inside linebacker. If Elliott goes down, I don't want to go back to Groundhog Day. The quarterback is solid. Great. Depth is great as long as it doesn't come from the bottom of the ocean. I love it.
I agree with her in the little linebacker thing about it. I was thinking about that because what does Patrick Queen have in him anymore? He's not the same player he used to be.
No, and plus he's on it, but you know what? He's also in his contract year. I mean, so he should play with his ass on fire, if you will.
I don't think
but we'll see.
Yeah,
but so here's what I want to bring up the defense, and I want to bring up Christine's point there because it's actually a very good point. But if you guys have noticed, and Bozy, I don't know if you've seen it or not, but on GB, I meant more for you and for anybody in the chat. It's on the Steelers as well. The vets are buying into this Patrick Graham system with this flexibility.
They are, yeah.
And lo and behold, TJ Watt comes out and admits that one of the reasons he did not move around in the defense was because of his own stubbornness.
He was stubborn.
I heard it was Mike Tomlin. Now, as a coach, you should tell him to move, but
Tomlin let him.
he let him.
Right, he let him know. Jesus.
He let him. So if TJ Watt is, lack of better terms, seeing the light or seeing the vision, Cam has spoken about the vision. Now, some of this is that it's the shiny new car, the new scheme. So there's a lot of positivity. So we'll see once the live bullets start flying in camp. But GB, what do you make about this? The position flexibility. We mentioned it with the secondary.
Yeah.
TJ Watt now moves around. I was thinking that they were going to make a move once they signed Herbig to the $100 million deal. But really knowing that his cap doesn't move at all this year, Patrick Queen falls off next year. And I had a thought because I heard a very respectable NFL voice talking. They're saying he would not be surprised if Herbig is an inside linebacker in a Patrick Graham scheme.
You brought that up a few weeks ago.
Yeah. Right. So that means Highsmith stays around for 2 more years and Herbig moves around. Herbig might be the depth at inside linebacker. But what is your thought of this overall positions flexibility with Patrick Graham?
It's again, some of the whole because, Bozy talked about his defensive line. I'm going to talk about our defensive line, right? And the young depth that's on that defensive line to go with the old veteran leadership. Once again, Cameron Hayward is not is beating Father Time at the moment. Right.
Yeah.
Keanu Benton's in a contract year. OK. You have young, hungry Derek Harmon and Y.A. Black. Right. You have Sebastian. What's his name? Joseph Day.
Yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of depth that's going to just overall help the linebackers anyways. Yeah. Right. So we're in the same boat. Like we have a great rotation going in. And then we just signed Dean Lowry. We signed Dean Lowry just randomly a week ago or so to a 1-year deal, like a vet minimum or whatever. So that's one thing I do like because I do think that because it sounds like they're gonna, Herbig may be a guy, right? They go in there in the rotation and they have the flexibility to work. Nobody beats Father Time. Nobody said they beat Father Time. I said he is beating Father Time thus far.
Thus far.
And that's the truth, Ruth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, back to my point. Like, I just feel like just having that rotation on the defensive line is going to help our linebackers improve in its own right. And when you add that now they're willing to go and be a little bit flexible where you can see different dudes and looking in different positions, or at least that's what it looks like, in different and disguising blitzes and things of that nature with this overall roster. Listen, it could be a real problem. That's why I'm very excited about this whole defense, the whole thing.
So, and Bozy, I want to come to you from a player perspective on this because, and GB, I would definitely want you to win because Bozy, I don't know how familiar you are with Keanu Benton in his game, especially from Wisconsin or not, but there was talk that they want to be able, or they're going to look at moving Benton more outside down the line a little bit,
like
and have
a three technique,
like a 3 technique. The penetration and the YA Black is your true nose.
Is your one.
Yep. Is your one technique. So because you talk about the beginning of last year, Bozy. I don't pose you this, but just talk about the difference from that true nose, and GB knows a little bit about this as well. Playing the nose out to that 3 technique, what that does for a defensive lineman, because at the beginning of the year last year, they were putting Benton basically at a 1 tech right in the middle, and he was getting blown off the ball. Soon as they moved him down, that's when they started at the Minnesota game over in Ireland, and so forth. He started to play, after not getting blown off the ball. So talk about that, just what that would do for someone like a Benton, who's more of a 3 tech coming. Why we would even put him at the nose, and then what that would do is he gets kicked out.
You have a little more freedom on the 3. You're not getting double teams much out there. When you're a true nose tackle like we have here at Lawrence, you're getting double team, your command double teams, but you're not getting blown out the ball. You're stuffing those A gaps up. You're holding there, and they have to command double team on you. If you're a nose and you can't demand a double team, that center can block you head up. That defense is going to be sorry right from the start. So that is where it starts right there. If you're having a true nose tackle, if you're a 3 technique, you got more flexibility to maneuver out there, use a little more athleticism out there too. You're still in the interior defensive line, but you're more like shaded on the outside of the offensive tackle. Maybe you might be between guard and tackle, depending on the offensive scheme. You're not getting double team as much. So, and plus it leaves you more out there for stunts and stuff like that, where he's better at stunts than he is as nose tackle. That'd be my reason why he might be better as a 3 technique as opposed to a nose. A nose, again, is going to be someone that's going to clog everything up and be a constant problem from that center.
Yeah,
you can be a problem for that center, and if you're demoralizing that offensive line by right in the middle of the heart of it by the center and commanding double teams, and that's freeing everyone else up. That is huge. That's why I'm optimistic about our defensive line here in Cincinnati because of Lawrence, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah,
GB, about that too. I mean, just those 2 players, because they're 2 young guys, right? But we got some of those veterans, Joseph Day. Yeah, Mark was just talking about. We brought back on the Tomwu. I always forget.
Yeah.
I always forget that name. Right? Who came out of nowhere? He was pretty good depth last year.
Yeah.
But just the fact that they're looking to move in Benton more outside permanently, allowing YA to be that anchor piece on the D line.
Absolutely, because speed kills. Okay, and Benton Benton flies off the ball, right? Yep. And I'm not going to go into the specifics. Bozy did an excellent job explaining how that works out. But one thing I do want to bring up is that guards like to pull, and defensive tackles like to follow guards, and they like to get down. And if they don't get that down block, listen, I lived in that. So listen, my little, because I was short, I can be able to get around, and I'm right up in it. I'm making TFLs all day. Yeah. Keanu Benton is going to thrive in that position because I do believe that YA can handle doubles, right? And you're going to get doubled all day. I mean, we run an odd front in most cases. Like, we may run a 2, but if we run it even, it's only going to be 2 D linemen nowadays. It's not going to be, it's not going to have. We're not having a 4-man front. It's going to be like a 2-5-4. So
yep.
So with YA in there at the nose, if you want to do a traditional and have him at like a 0 or 1, yeah, absolutely, he's going to clog it up. That's a big boy, man. He better clog it up. Shit, I mean, really, And then when you add Harmon to that mix as well, like, yeah, this is fool. YA, I think. Yeah, that's a lot of clogging. I haven't been this excited about a defensive line since we had because there's another guy that I want to bring up too. Remember the name, Logan Lee. Just remember that name. He started coming on at the end of the year last year, and he caught my attention with some of the technique that he had and what have you. Listen, pay attention to him in camp. If you've never paid attention to him before, I promise you, GB know the D line. Logan mother effing Lee, right? That's the dude to watch out for. On this roster, he's a dude. Yep. He's long rangy. You know what I mean? He reminds me a lot of a guy by the name of Aaron Smith. Man, you may remember that name, right? He reminds me of that. He's a good. He is solid, bro. So so I say this. I haven't been this excited about the D line since the Kiesel, Aaron Smith, and Casey Hampton days. Like, I'm dead ass serious. Like, it's been a while. Now those were 3 dudes, right? And then we'd have a couple guys, hokey and stuff like that, come in. But the depth, the sum of the sum of the whole is the thing that I'm most excited.
Yeah.
Every part of this is the thing I want you guys to recognize. Every single part of our depth, the floor is so much higher than what it's ever been before.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Like the floor, like the ceiling is high too, but the floor is even like this is a different type of. I promise you, this is a different type of roster. We haven't had a roster like this in quite some time. Mind you, whatever Aaron Rodgers does.
Yeah, go ahead, Bose.
I gotta say something. We could say the exact same thing here as the Bengals. It's funny. It's like a carbon copy when it comes to the defensive line because this is the best defense line I can remember us ever having. Now, I was talking about earlier, the rotation at defensive tackle is ridiculous here right now.
Yeah. Who was the guy y'all used to have from when who did he play for? West Virginia? The D lineman. He was a dude. I hated him.
The D lineman from West Virginia.
What was his name, bro?
I'm thinking the guy from Penn State, not him.
He played with those guys in 15, 16, like that, those years, the dog years. No, not Pecco, the other dude, man. Oh, what was his name? Bro, he used to kick our ass. I
can't do, but I tell you what, though, it's the exact same thing you're saying. When you asked about the strength of the Bengals, receivers easy, there was this part of me thinking their defensive line also, because that is so good right now. On paper.
They've invested heavily in it.
Yes. On paper, yes.
Yeah.
So go ahead. I just wanted to say, I'm like, God, everything you're saying, I'm like, I could say the same thing over here right now because I think Boyamata is going to be an absolute stud. He's going to,
No, I think he will too, and that's why another reason why I think the key to our season is our offensive line. Because Baltimore's still not a slouch, at least up front on the D line and such. But they're not what they were defensively. But that's why I think the D line is here. But GB hit on a point about the floor being raised, and I couldn't agree more because. Listen, this is not throwing, obviously, because you know how I feel about, and GB, I feel about, the previous coaching staff here with Mike T. And I had I was lukewarm at times on the DC as well, too. But with this talent that we have and the additions that they brought in, this was an immediate influx of talent based on Patrick Graham's system.
Yeah.
You basically meshed that with the talent that was already here. Like the TJ Watts, the Cams, the Bentons, the Peyton Wilson, Patrick, because I think Peyton Wilson could also be a budding star in this scheme because he's going to be asked to do things differently.
You guys didn't mention Jack Sawyer yet, by the way.
Him too.
Listen to you. Ohio State,
no, he's good.
But you know what? He put on 15 pounds of muscle. So I'm very curious to see how Jack Sawyer plays
him
as
too.
well. Him too.
Yes.
So there is the influx of talent with this new scheme, and we just know the talent that's here. I believe that's why everyone is the excitement is elevated because man, could we just imagine? Could we just imagining TJ Watt moving around? Not necessarily what that means for TJ Watt, but what that means for the other players on this defense. What does that mean when Jack Sawyer and TJ Watt are on the field together? Then you have, Nick Herbig shooting up the middle, how quick that guy is, right? Then you still got Highsmith in there. I mean, the talent is so immersed, is so big that you don't. It's almost like you have all these players. If they can get down their calls and they can get down their assignments with all these moving parts, they could return to a top 10 status very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the key of picking up all of this terminology, which. The good thing I heard when Patrick Graham was saying is he's streamlining the communication. There's not a lot of thinking. He wants these guys to call the call and go play. And I love hearing that because I do think last few years, maybe he was trying to do a little too much. Because remember, GB, last year during the season, how many times did we say we're sick of hearing about communication issues? I think at times they were trying to be too perfect. And I get it. And we called that out a lot last year. And maybe this is the year you call the call and go play. And that's what I'm excited for.
Yes. You kind of overcompensate. You kind of overthink it. And you do too. You be doing sometimes coaches do too much, and sometimes it's just a matter of just simplifying it. Just allow dudes to play football and just fly the ball.
Know your assignment, play downhill.
Man, when it comes to defense, that's exactly what you want, man. Smash Mouth is play downhill. 11 flying to the football. You're not.
Yeah.
You're just going, man. It's you know where to be. Get in your spot. 11 dudes doing their job. Fly the ball. The end.
Christine, I'm breaking.
Yeah.
Love it.
You better hope Burrow's not playing those games against you, Christine. Just saying.
Well, we'll be drinking just to calm some nerves a little bit here, but you know what though? But I know I can speak for GB on this as well. But that's why we want Burrow to play.
I know.
We want these so we can go up against the best, and we don't want butts, right? But you're right though.
Hey man, Flacco torched him last year in that Thursday night game. So
Flacco be torching everybody.
Flacco's done that. So GB, last question on here, and then I have a few fun things as we wrap this up here. But so same question I said to Bozy, and I'd like to know Mark and Christine and everybody else's. It's in the chat. I want them to answer this too, please. As again, we sit here in June. What is your realistic 2026 expectation for the Steelers as we sit here in June?
I'm going to start by saying this. I have hated Joe Flacco ever since he transferred from Pitt and went to fucking Delaware. That's how much I've hated him for that long, bro. Because he couldn't beat out Tyler Palko.
Oh my God! If you would have told me I heard Tyler Falcon's
he took his ball and went home.
Bro, and Tyler Pelko's from right down the road from his high school.
Right down the road, West Day, baby. Yes.
Yep. Wow. I didn't know Flacco was even at Pitt at all. I didn't even know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep, he was at Pitt for Delaware.
Yeah, dude, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. So
he's the only AFC North team he's not played for is the Steelers, by the way.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll never come here.
Yep, and that's going to be a bucket list item he's not going to get to do.
Yeah.
So
no, I think he's okay.
But so, GB, what are your realistic expectations, whether you want to spit out a record or just a season accomplishment or what?
Yeah, I'm extremely excited for this season, specifically just about the team as a whole. You say, hey, is the offense going to be good? Yes. Is the defense going to be good? Yes. The special teams going to be good? Yeah. I think that we're just going to be overall just good in every facet of the game, right? Compounded by, and this is going to sound very blasphemous coming from me, compounded by a better overall coaching staff. I loved Mike Tomlin, but that didn't mean I loved all of his assistants and everybody he hired.
Yeah.
I'm keeping a buck, just right?
Camping by himself.
But I'm gonna tell you this. Every single hire that McCarthy has, I feel like that was like he's hit on every single one, at least in theory, right? Yeah. It sounds like the right mix with the right vision, for what they're trying to get accomplished. In my opinion, like that's what I think is what it is. So when you take all of those things together, and then you sprinkle a little, luck with injuries and, lack of injuries and things of that nature. Like, I feel like we could be a realistic, like 11-6, 12-5, duking it out with the Cincinnati Bengals for the division. I think it's going to feel like 2014 to 2016 all over again, right?
Yeah.
Where it was hot and heavy, and it was a great time.
They hated each other.
Great time had by all,
Yeah.
So I feel like it's going to be a great season. And maybe Ben is right. After thinking about it, maybe he is right. Maybe the Baltimore Ravens, maybe it did close a little bit. And I did say 9-8, like right off the tongue. Like
I'll say this. I agree with you because, and I don't want to say because I'm a Bengal guy and you're a Steeler guy, we're going to go this route. The divisions come down to these two teams. On paper, healthy. Baltimore's, I don't think totally going away yet. I can see them kind of, like I said, taking a little step backs. I'm worried about their overall everything. Lamar contract, does he really want to be there? You hear all those bullshit rumors.
Yeah.
All that stuff. I'm not buying their defense right now. I'm just not buying the defense in Baltimore overall. I'm just not, for my own reasons. I'm just not buying them. So they got their question marks. I think the Steelers, top to bottom, have a better roster than Baltimore.
Yeah.
I think we need to leave the injury stuff out of it because on paper right now, they're all healthy.
Yeah.
So I'm going to look at it that way. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah, good point.
And so that's the way I'm going to look at it. So on paper, when healthy, the Steelers can be good this year. Okay. Bengals can be really good. Both really good teams this year. That's what it's going to come down to. I think they're both playoff teams, regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, stuff can go this way or that way. 2027.
He meant 2026. It was a typo, but he just
I agree. Mark, I agree. The Bengals will be champions this year. You're right. Thanks. He didn't specify. Just saying. It came right from Roethlisberger's mouth, buddy.
Love it.
But no, it's going to be these two teams duking it out. And I know I'm a Bengal fan. I tip the cap on the quarterback situation when it comes to that. When it's all said and done, I do.
Mm-hmm.
I think overall our offense, our powerful scoring is just going to be there. 7 and 10, yeah, that's fine. Let the Ravens go 7 and 10. But that's
wait. Can I get one of these?
Yeah. But that's what I think. I don't know. I mean, it could go either way. Yeah, but when healthy, they're both healthy. And what's funny is the optimism over here is just as sky high as you guys are saying.
Yeah.
So to me, going in the offseason, the way it is, getting ready for training camp with the optimistic going like that, those two teams are starting off on the right foot right away. Yep. So yeah, they're both good offseason.
Hey, dude, I got a question.
Yeah.
Why you got Bozy set up like he got a terrible towel, bro?
What's that? That little yellow?
Something right below you looks like you already got a terrible towel out of you.
It looked like you hold a terrible towel.
I just noticed that.
He set you up, bro.
I ran out of toilet paper. I'm going to go to the bathroom soon. Can I borrow that?
It's funny.
That's hilarious,
I'm going to try to always keep him over there then,
Yeah.
All the background has to be Steelers shit. You're lucky I'm on this show.
I mean, bro, you're wearing black, so it's perfect, dude. Like, it's like...
There you go.
Kiss my ass. I'll go back to the Roethlisberger look.
I love it.
We got black uniforms too, jackass.
You can't escape the Steelers anyway. You put that hat on, you look like Ben. You take it off, you look like you got a terrible towel and you about to wave it. So either way,
my dumbass went
to Burgh Cave, my guy.
My dumbass went to college in Pittsburgh too, so it shows how much I know.
Bozy looks like Big Ben. He puts a hat on. He looks like Big Ben with a Bengals hat. That's what happened.
Hey, real quick, sidebar, real quick, dude.
Yeah.
I got a question for Bozy. Hey, what's going on with your Reds? And I'm being serious because I'm a huge Terry Francona fan. I actually wanted the Pirates to have Terry Francona. We did not want Don Kelly. No, we didn't want Don Kelly at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we wanted Francona, right? So what's going on over there?
You could say, Mark, thanks, buddy. See, I'm a good guy, man. Thanks, buddy. Injuries, you can say that. That's broken record. Hunter Green's been out all year. He's about ready to come back. Elliott just banged up a little bit. They're not hitting the ball, man. Their deficiency. Terry Francona can only do so much. These guys got their hit in play still. I mean, tonight, Singer, 7 innings, no runs. We lost 2-1 against Milwaukee. Singer gave me 7 innings of no runs. We should be winning that game.
Was it Mizorowski that was pitching?
No, Woodruff was back.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they're going to be competitive the whole year. Like I've always joked, get me to training camp. Let's just get me to training camp. They're going to be competitive because more wild cards, which I like. Francona, here's my concern. There's going to be a lockout next year. Let's face it. And there should be. There needs salary. That's a whole other conversation, and we can maybe have another time. Get a salary cap in baseball. Let's get this done. You know, I'm sick of it. It's not fun. I love baseball, but when the Reds are out, I could give two shits because I can't. NFL is totally different. I can still watch it all. I can't watch the Dodgers and the Yankees. I just can't do it. It's just no.
I hate losing teams because of the freaking. I hate losing players because of the economics of the.
I agree. Like we're going to trade Elliott to the Cruz. He's going to go in a couple years after.
So, GB, did you know that? Did we even try to get Francona?
Can I jump on that answer right there?
Yeah, go ahead.
I guarantee you couldn't have got him. You know why? He's got Reds connections. He played for the Reds. He's got a lot of ties to Cincinnati still. I think that was a big draw back there.
So he himself, you think, was targeting the Reds?
I think so, yeah, because the Reds youth, Steelers, Pirates has some youth too. Don't get me wrong, but they just acquired the shortstop. When Frank came here, yeah. I mean, Paul Skeens is a dude. They got some youth, but the Reds on paper, their youth look great. McLean's not playing. It's not panning out. There's guys that are panning out there. Sal Stewart, man, that dude can hit. He's a rookie. You want to know how we got him? We let Nick Castellanos go to free agency. We got a compensating pick that happened at the end of the first round. That was Sal Stewart. Worked out pretty good. So there's positives there, but it's such a long year. I mean,
yeah,
we'll see. But my concern, by the way, with Francona, this is going to be it for him because if there's a lockout and they don't play next year, He's a 3-year contract.
Yeah, he old as shit too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, they are going to lock out. I mean, you could tell by the conversations with the MLB proposed as far as the salary cap and how quickly it was shot down.
Maybe I'll wear my Reds hat next time, by the way, so I can break up this Steeler Benrose bullshit.
Yeah, I do have a Pirate hat somewhere around here. I don't have too much.
Hey, you better hope that they do something next week. Well, I ain't gonna be here, but you better make sure they do something this weekend.
We play each other.
They coming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't be coming here with the Reds hat.
Dude, you guys swept. We can't beat this. We cannot beat Pittsburgh for whatever reason right now. But I don't get it. It's not. You guys aren't. Whatever. It's like whatever. Nothing more to say about that.
Well, we got. I guess the Pirates are home tomorrow night. Yeah, we got 3 with the Mariners and then 3 with the Reds.
With the Red Legs.
And then we go over to Philly. So hopefully we got to get. Listen, they got to make up for it. I didn't think they were going to drop to Colorado like they did, even though
that was some bullshit, man.
There's definitely some shenanigans. But
do you guys come here or do we go there?
No, it's here.
No, you coming here.
It's here next week. Yeah. I mean, listen, before we wrap this up, like I even said, when my buddies here locally, there were a lot of baseball guys. I think, GB, you were busy when we were doing this, but we all said, listen, just stay at 500, right around 500, and make a run. So with Cruz and Griffin, these guys out. And listen, I know we lost the last 7 with Skeens, but there's been some issues, some shenanigans with that too. But
yes, bad
luck. And then just if they're at 500, say 2 games above 500, whatever, come back after the All-Star break. Maybe you make a couple moves, knowing that you're going to have a lockout. Man, I hope that they go for it. And at the very least, they're playing competitive ball. They're in the race through the end of summer. Maybe in the September, and that's all we ask for, and we'll just see what happens.
I agree.
This freaking city is so thirsty, for a playoff run from a baseball perspective. I mean, think about it. Last time they won was in 1979, dude. Like
we are, who
the family? Yes,
not just Stargell. Dave Parker, baby, the Cobra.
Dave Parker.
Cincinnati kid. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Love me some Dave Parker.
All right, gentlemen.
We had some dudes on that
remember that 1990 NLCS? I remember that one.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. Shut up.
Oh, yeah.
Nope. All right.
But I remember that wild card game. I remember that wild card game.
Yeah, the Cueto game, yeah.
Shitting his pants on the mound.
Fuck Paul O'Neill.
That was
bad. Fuck Paul O'Neill.
Best sporting event I've seen in Pittsburgh was that.
Hey, Bozy, I'm still mad about that fucking that Reds team. I was so hot because I just knew we was going to beat them that year.
Dude, that was a great series, though. Every game was great. Yeah. It really was.
Charlton, fuck Rob Dibble. Dude, I can't stand none of them dudes, man.
Oklahoma's pitcher didn't beat us.
Yeah,
we swept their asses.
No, bro.
I went to game one. I went to game one of that World Series. Eric Davis's home run to center field in game one. Probably my favorite sportsman I've ever remember in my life.
Wow.
That's what pissed me off because I felt like whoever was going to win that was going to win the.
But everyone had Oakland win it all because they were the world beaters. And what's funny is when I showed up, I was a freshman in high school. I showed up at the game with my mom. I look at these Oakland players, I'm like, they look huge. I wonder why.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they look huge. All right. Gee, we figured that out later.
What? It was legal back then.
Just get point.
So, man, listen, guys, this was a blast. GB, thanks for hopping on here. Obviously, good news on you closing your business deal as well. But
nice.
Listen, I know next week. I think GB you'll be out for the next 2 weeks, I believe.
I'm going to be selling. I'll be flying across the country. Across the world. We're going to Italy for about 12, 14 days, something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'll be drinking a lot of wine and
my ancestors are from southern Italy, so go there.
Yeah. So as are my wife's.
Cool.
Yep. So Bozy will be back here next Monday as well. We're gonna do the NFC portion of these division previews, if you will, state of the NFC here before camp comes in the next couple weeks. And then
when do you want to do predictions? Wait till we near training camp.
Yeah, I like doing predictions after we play a couple preseason games too and stuff like that too, because I want to see what some live bullets going as well too. So a couple other house cleaning things here. So tomorrow night, Bozy and I are gonna be back on. We have one more ex Robert Morris Colonial, our man Ralph Clark, who played running back, is going to be joining Bozy and I to talk about some Robert Morris stories. We're actually going to go into it this time. And then my man Cece, and a D lineman, he also said he was coming on, but I still got to connect with an email address and things to get him the link. So there could be 4 of us tomorrow night, same time, 8:30 here, talking about some Robert Morris football memories. We're going to bust out the playbooks as well, especially with Ralph and I. I was a receiver, he was a running back. We're going to talk about Walton's offense. It's going to be a lot of fun. Bring up some memories, and I'm hoping CC comes on too, because then with Bozy and CC get some D line, some bad rad stories and things.
I almost want to ask CC about his uncle, GB. His uncle's Romeo Cornell.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yes. Yeah. I'd love to just if there's any good story from NFL, because he's retired now. I think fully now. I think Romeo
Cornell. Yeah, I think
hell of a coach. I mean, one of the better ones. Yeah.
Yep. I actually forgot about that, Bozy. I forgot about that.
Oh, I didn't forget.
So hopefully there's the 3 guaranteed, but I'm hoping CC is able to get on board. So the 3 or 4 of us tomorrow night talking about, it'll be some great stories. And again, there's stories that you don't have to necessarily have gone or played there. There's going to be some fun football stories. You never know. Just like when GB and I have talked, when friends get together, just shenanigan conversations just start happening. A lot of college memories, because I haven't spoken to Ralph in years. CC just moved back to Florida. He used to work here in Pittsburgh for a while, moved back. I haven't talked to him for years as well. So hopefully he shows up, because it'll be a blast.
Can I ask a question before we wrap up? Our past couple weeks, GB, I don't know if you caught any of the college football stuff in Swarsby. Really quick, I just want to ask, what are your thoughts about him in supplemental draft? Do you think I want to draft him? What do you think about that, out of curiosity?
Do I think anybody should draft him, or do I think the Steelers should draft him?
Sure, Steelers or anybody. The obvious question is, I mean,
if there's a need, 1,000%. Do I think the Steelers should draft him? No, I don't trust him. But somebody will pick him up. Dallas probably pick him up.
I said Dallas too, actually.
Hopefully not Vegas.
That was a bad joke. True.
I'm surprised no one said the Jets. Though. I'm surprised no one said the Jets, even though they got Klubnik and stuff. I'm surprised no one said a team like that. Of course, everybody and their mother going to say the Steelers, but no.
But that topic was hot a couple weeks ago. We were talking about it, and it's like, how can you ever trust that guy? I mean, he's probably a hell of a nice kid. I place bets on sports too, but I'm not also an NFL quarterback or a college quarterback can have the direct impact. So the first time he throws an interception, how do you know when getting paid off? How
first
do you
time he throws a bad interception?
Exactly. You just don't know. I couldn't. There's no way I could have him on the team.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows, man? But hey,
I don't want him on my team, but somebody will pick him up.
Yeah, he'll get a chance, but yeah, I definitely don't want him. Don't want him on my team. No, I don't want him on my team. It's too much of a distraction. But so last couple of things coming up. Also, GB, I don't know if you know this as well. Our boy Craig from Beer We Go. We're going to start a fantasy football segment that he wants to do. He supposedly has, and I say supposedly because I'm just busting his balls. He says he has like 20-some championships over the past years in fantasy. This is his thing. Fantasy football is his thing. So we're going to start a little segment there. Sometimes we may do them live. Sometimes we'll just be recordings that we post up, some segments. We're going to start that here in July. So, when GB gets back from vacation, we'll get some more Steeler talk as well. But it's more or less maybe some off topics, maybe some historical things, some things like that really until camp gets here. And then obviously that'll pick up as well. You'll see Bozy on as well. We're going to be doing probably a different night. And then some nights the Bozy will be on Mondays and stuff. We'll see how that schedule works out. You'll see the 3 of us on multiple nights here. Going forward, a lot of cool things in the fire, and hopefully we do more with our Robert Morris colleagues, Bozy, as well, just to get some different stories. It'll be fun, man. It's a lot of content we have coming for you guys. So, GB, I know you're going on vacation, man. Before you get out of here, man, tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Find me on the Twitters, your _boy_GB1. Shameless plug. Hey, if you need some life insurance, come see me. The end.
Go see that guy.
Well, if you need to get a mortgage, come see me.
Go see that guy.
Yeah.
These guys.
Oh, you do mortgages, bro? Oh,
Yes, I
man,
do.
we gotta talk. We might.
I'm licensed in Pennsylvania. I'm licensed in like 30 states.
Yeah, I do mortgage protection. We might be able to do some. We might be able to help each other out.
You can call it. You can call it the Big Ben plan.
Yeah, I work for. Now I work for Cross Country Mortgage, who is obviously the main sponsor of the Brownies. By the way.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
yes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you guys can link up. GB, I'll get you Bosey's phone number, and then you guys can take it from there.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yep.
So, well, hey, as always, man, appreciate you guys. If you haven't already, as you see on the little scroll thing, subscribe to the channel, like, subscribe, share it. We appreciate everybody. It helps the algorithms, helps the channel grow, as well as follow me on the Twitters, TikTok, or TickFace is what I call my daughters to piss them off.
TickFace.
Instagram, everything, all the socials, man. We're going to be posting a lot of different content on throughout the year, some shorts that we have from here too. So we appreciate everybody hanging out with us here for an hour and 50 minutes for crying out loud. So we appreciate everybody.
Damn.
If you come back, hang out with Bosey, Ralph, and maybe CC tomorrow night. And if not, we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Later.